This presentation describes the AMS 700 penile prosthesis preparation process. Additional instructions can be found in the AMS 700 prosthesis operating room manual. For a list of the conventional sterile surgical tools and supplies that are needed to prepare the AMS 700 for implantation, refer to the AMS 700 OR manual. Cover 8 mosquito hemostats using these 13-centimeter strands of blue tubing found in the accessory kit. Place blue tubing on both jaws of the hemostats to completely cover serrated surfaces. Clamp the jaws together until the first click. Trim the tubing at the jaw tip with sharp, clean scissors. Partially fill a graduate or basin with sterile normal saline. Make sure to keep the solution free of any contaminants like blood or antibiotics. Submerge the black tubing from the pump into the saline, being careful not to introduce debris or blood into the saline that could plug the pump valves. Hold the pump so the pump bulb is on the bottom. Continue to hold it in this position throughout the prepping procedure. Keep the black tubing submerged when performing the following next 6 steps. Squeeze the deflation button one time and release. Make an initial hard, quick squeeze of the pump bulb. Saline should appear in the pump bulb. This step is important to lubricate the valves of the pump for further prepping. If saline does not appear in the pump bulb, or if the bulb does not fully re-inflate, press the deflation button one time and release. This will reset the pump. This sequence may be required more than once to get the pump activated. Following the initial squeeze, continue to squeeze and release the pump bulb until the cylinders are rounded and the pump bulb is harder to squeeze. Let the pump bulb completely refill between each squeeze. Once the cylinders are full, press the deflation button for 2 to 4 seconds to allow air to be expelled from the components. If air bubbles remain in the components, repeat the previous 2 steps until all air is removed from the system. That is, no bubbles are noted in the graduate during deflation. Squeeze the cylinders to remove the remaining saline from the cylinders. Do not squeeze the deflation button and the pump bulb at the same time. With the black tubing still in the saline, using a blue shod mosquito hemostat, clamp 1 notch only the black tubing 1 inch from the open end. Do not advance the hemostat ratchet more than 1 notch. Excessive pressure will permanently damage the tubing. For components treated with inhibizone antibiotic surface treatment, place the prepared cylinders and pump onto an empty, non-covered sterile tray, empty kidney basin, or sterile Mayo stand. Components should not be submerged in saline. Soaking antibiotic-impregnated devices in saline will cause the antibiotics to diffuse off the device into the solution. This will cause the solution to turn orange. Fill 1 60 cc syringe with 40 cc's of sterile normal saline and attach a 15 gauge blunt needle from the accessory kit. Begin with the reservoir in your non-dominant hand and squeeze as much air out of the reservoir as possible. Keeping the reservoir compressed in your hand, insert needle tip into tubing. Using a partially filled syringe, aspirate all of air from the reservoir. After air has been removed, inject sterile normal saline, approximately 20 to 30 cc's, without injecting an air bubble. Using your thumb, press in on the side of the reservoir to form it into a bowl shape. Aspirate all remaining saline and air out of the reservoir and into the syringe, stopping when the syringe plunger encounters resistance or reservoir makes a flattened bowl shape. Leave in the flattened bowl shape. While maintaining upright pressure on the syringe plunger, clamp the reservoir tubing using a blue shod mosquito hemostat about 1 inch below the needle. Do not advance the hemostat's ratchet more than 1 notch. Remove the tubing from the needle. For components treated with inhibizone antibiotic surface treatment, place the prepared reservoir onto an empty, non-covered sterile tray, empty kidney basin, or sterile Mayo stand. Components should not be submerged in saline. Soaking antibiotic-impregnated devices in saline will cause the antibiotics to diffuse off the device into the solution. This will cause the solution to turn orange.